Shalom Akim. Want to start off giving all praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father and Yahweh Shai being the Son that they ignorantly call Jesus. Also salutations to the elders of Great Millstones, our spiritual parents, for bringing us this truth in the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, which was prophesied to go down in these last days before the destruction of Babylon, which is America in the scriptures. It's pretty much going to just be an open forum about all kind of different stuff, you know. Pretty much going into the chastisement that we're receiving right now to prepare us for Jacob's trouble. You know, that's one of the main things you got to be prepared for. The Lord said that He would, that acceptable men would have to be tried in the furnace of adversity, and also He also said that there would be where's that at in the Apocrypha? It is. That there would be dang, I'm looking for the word. Well, pretty much, roughly paraphrasing, that there would be there would come a time when these devils was gonna come in after the righteous, you know, come in and try to snatch us up. So I think it's vital that brothers prepare their minds now. Like I heard another brother say, if you sit up and meditate upon something you have to do, or a task you have to get done, or something you may be nervous about, you know, by the time you get to that, whatever that is, you prepare mentally, it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. You know, you're mentally prepared. So pretty much that's what we're going into. You know? And you got to remember, it's just going to be chastisement. You know, it's going to be a test. Even when Esau grabbed you up, until you're supposed to have faith unto death. Where is that? Faith unto death. Faithful unto death. Man, see, let me see. Figure not these things that should come. But this is the reason why we need Yahweh Shai. Right, chill. This is Luke the first chapter. Just real quick. And this is the covenant. This is what we waiting on. You know, we got 2/3 waiting on a rap deal, whatever, you know. The black woman waiting on a goddamn, I don't know, a weave. You know, you got all kind of shit going on this earth, but this is what we're waiting on, and this is why we're supposed to fear not and be faithful unto death. This is Luke 1 if 68. Yeah.
Blessed be the Lord Yahweh of Israel, for He hath visited and redeemed His people, and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of His servant David. Verse 70. As He spake by the mouth of His holy prophets, which He hath been since the word began. 71. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
Salaki, brother. All that hate us, that's talking about the 2/3 in the other nations. So it was prophesied that the Lord, that Yahweh would raise up a horn unto His people. That's Yahweh Shai, out of the loins of King David. So, yeah, we have to be saved from our enemies. You know, we're still in Babylon. We're still in this place of oppression, and our enemies have a tight hold on us right now. You know, and that's why we have to suffer Jacob's trouble. But He said that you shall be saved out of it, though. So the elect is going to be saved out of it. You know, and that's the faith you're going to need. You're going to have, because a lot of us have families. We have kids. We have mothers and fathers. You know, people that we sincerely love. Well, that's the point in having faith, you know, in that time to come. Continue.
72. To perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember His holy covenant. 73. The oath which He sware to our fathers, Abraham. 74. That He would grant unto us, that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies might serve Him without fear.
Salaki, brother. Yeah, because in this society you can't serve the Lord perfectly. You can't serve him and keep the laws in this society. Like brothers always state, you can't take off of work on the Sabbath. You can't slap your woman across the mouth for getting out of pocket, you know, and doing wickedness. You can't really put her in order the way that you should be able to. You can't wear a garment with your fringes on every day. You can't you can't keep the law in this place. So we need to be saved out of the hands of our enemies so that we can keep the laws. And the Lord is gonna the scriptures say we're gonna take the kingdom. So in a little time soon, literally, we're gonna be in that stead when we receive those new bodies. Going to Corinthians, and that's how we're gonna that's the faith that we need to accept the new bodies. It's gonna take faith for the Lord to give you a new body, or you're not getting one. You know, and that's how we're gonna overcome our enemies. Let's look at that. Let's see. I'm gonna start with, this is not what I wanted, but I'm gonna start with 1 Corinthians 15 and 51.
1 Corinthians 15 and 51.
Yes, sir, all the way down.
1 Corinthians 15 and 51 reads, Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. 52, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. 53, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
Yeah, because when the missiles come over here, we're gonna be in a twinkling of an eye, like he said. We're gonna be changed. We're gonna beam up on them ships, and we're gonna be in our new bodies. You know, we're gonna put off this corruption. This corruption is the reason why we're here in these bodies. You know, these feeble bodies. That's why if you bump your head too hard, you're gonna go to the grave. You know, we're in corruption right now. We go off constantly, and that's what brothers are waiting for, to get out of these bodies, because like Paul said, as much as he wants to do the right thing, he slips up, you know, and then the things that he don't want to do, he actually does, because of this corruption of the flesh. So these are chains of darkness. You know, we're gonna get beamed up, and we're gonna put off all corruption, which goes into I believe that's Jeremiah. Let me see, 30 let me see, Salaki. Oh yeah, Jeremiah 33. Yeah, Jeremiah. Well, that may be. Yeah, it's Jeremiah the 30th chapter, Salakia. This is Jeremiah 31 and 33.
Jeremiah 31 and 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh, the house of Israel, Salah. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people.
Salaki. Yeah, because when we get those new bodies, which is really a whole nother topic, I wasn't planning on going on this topic, because you got to go more in detail to really explain things. But when we get those new bodies, the Lord said He's gonna put His word and His laws in our inward parts. So what does that mean? You know, that's metaphorical. He's gonna literally, we're gonna be perfect. You know, those bodies won't be prone to demons. We're gonna have extraterrestrial bodies. Celestial meaning angelic, and terrestrial meaning from the earth. You know, and that goes into Corinthians. But we're gonna be made perfect with the law, so we won't go into slavery anymore. We're gonna rule the nations with a rod of iron. That states that in Psalms the 2nd chapter. Continue, bro.
Verse 34. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Most High, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Keep going.
Salaki, that's good. Yeah, because we're not gonna have to literally teach our we're not gonna have to teach one another anymore. There's not gonna be any more prophets out on the highways and byways. We're gonna be in rulership. You know, that's what that's talking about. You know, the first covenant was to keep the laws, and then we would rule the earth forever. We didn't keep them, which was set up all through Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. The second covenant was what? Was the kingdom of heaven. You know, Yahweh Shai being the lamb, the spotless lamb, and getting to the kingdom of heaven for the elect. But going to Psalms 2nd chapter. Psalms, just Psalms 2 and 1. Start.
Psalms 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying.
Salam. Yeah, the kings of the earth, that's talking about Vladimir Putin, Trump, all of these dictators, all of these people of high stature that's outside the nation of Israel, which really goes into the UN, you know, NATO, EU. They take counsel together, and it's to further oppress our people so they stay in power. The Lord said they set themselves together against the Lord and the anointed ones. Who are the anointed ones? Those are the prophets and the servants. But that's really talking about the whole nation. 2/3 also, because those are Israelites too. Those are the anointed. And Romans 11 tells you that they're going to be in the kingdom too. They just got to die on this side. Continue, brother.
Verse 3. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Verse 4. He that sitteth in heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Verse 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure.
Yeah, the Lord is laughing at you nations. He laughing at you because he's going to destroy you. He had already foreordained to destroy you and bring it about this way. And you know, the so-called white man is so proud. He thinks that he's so smart, and these other nations think that they really have an up on the Israelites in Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. But he's laughing at you because you're just fulfilling the villain in the movie. So we're gonna come back to that, but we're gonna go to Joel, 3rd chapter. Start at 1, 3.
Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Yeah, did you hear that? He said he's going to gather all the nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat over there in the east, which means Yahweh Shabbat, which means God's judgment, Yahweh's judgment. He said, and plead for my heritage, which that's a cut on all you dumb niggas out there who say that the Lord is dealing with everybody. He said he's going to plead for his heritage. That's why where is that at? That's Amos. It tells you that he has known no other nation but Israel. I'm going to get that real quick. This is what the Lord said. He said, this is Amos 3 and 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. That's why we went into captivity, which goes into the curses in Deuteronomy for not keeping the laws. Now, yeah, continue, brother. Joel 3. So Salakia, go back up. Just piggybacking off what I just said. the curses. It says, and for my heritage, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. If you go back to Deuteronomy, that was one of the curses. The Lord said, if you don't keep these laws, then I'm going to scatter you amongst all your enemies and all the nations, and you will serve their gods. So that's another cut.
Joel 3:3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
Salaki. Yeah, when did they do that? They did that during the slave trade. You know, they sold our people into slavery. They traded with them Hamites, and Ishmaelites, barrels of I believe it's whiskey. You know, and they sold our people into captivity, going back to Deuteronomy 28:68, which is a cut to all you motherfuckers. But in Second Esdras, that's a whole nother topic. Salakia, brother. Start at 6 verse 3 and 6. Most, yeah. No, I'm sorry. Joel
3 and 6. Yeah. Joel 3 and 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have he sold unto Grecians, that he might remove them far from their border. Verse 7. Keep going.
Salakia. Yeah. So who are the Grecians? Everybody know who the Grecians are. Greece, the Greeks. You know, that goes back starting with Alexander the Great, the Crete. He came into Jerusalem. I mean, he took down all the nations on the earth. You know, and then his lot when he passed away, he split up his kingdom to I believe it was 4 or 5 other generals. One of them being Antiochus Epiphanes, and that dude was a demon. He came into Jerusalem and outlawed for us keeping the laws. You know. And it goes on and on, goes into the Romans and all that. So the Lord said that the children of Jerusalem have you sold to the Grecians. Well, we're still sold to the Grecians. The Greeks are the Romans. And we are in modern day Rome under the same Edomite, the biblical Edomites. You know, it explains this white man's genealogy in his nation in this book. There's no such thing as a white man. Ain't no man white as my shirt. He's different shades of red. Pink, a derivative of red, you know. There's no such thing as a black man. We are not black, we're different shades of brown. The Lord deals with nations, you know? And everybody has a biblical nation. It's just that this devil has changed that. Psalms 79. I'm gonna prove that real quick. Salakia. All right. Yeah, here it is. Psalm 49 and 11.
Psalms 49 and 11 reads, the inward thoughts is that their house shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They shall call their lands after their own names.
Salakia, because this white man, what he does, he comes in, and when he invades a nation, he changes all the names. Just like he changed all the names of the nations. You know, that's what he does. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. I mean, he still does it today. It was something else, man. That's Satan, man, flipping my mind. Let's go back to Joel 3 and 9.
Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong.
Salaki. Yeah, because all these nations now, which were weak, are saying I'm strong. They all have nuclear capability. All these nations that are set against America, you know, going back in time, it was America that dropped the first nuke and had all the nations round about looking at the so-called white man as God. But now all the nations say, we were weak, but now we're strong. You know, so hey, it's party time right now. You know, and when you go into Second Esdras, the 14th chapter, it tells you about the time that we're in. Literally, let me Salakia, Second Esdras, I believe it's the 14th chapter. Oh no, it's the 15th.